Hey everybody, back again here with another video. This time I'm going to be going over the Friday the 13th movies, every single one of them in the series, plus the remake. Well, you can see which ones I'm doing out here. So it's 1 through 8, and then Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, Freddy vs. Jason, and Friday the 13th, the remake. So, the last one of these I did seemed to get a decent amount of views, which was it Halloween? Yeah, the Halloween movies I ranked. Similar with those, I have not seen all of these super recently, or actually, I don't think I've seen any of them within the last like a year. But I have seen them all quite a few times. Except for like Jason Goes to Hell, I've maybe only seen a handful of times. But same with the remake. But pretty much every other one I've seen at least like probably over 10 times for every single one of them. So let's just get started. Actually, before we get started, I'm gonna go over these categories. So I made it. The first one excellent, second one's great, third one's good, and fourth one's meh. I don't have any categories on here that are like terrible or unwatchable because I don't think any of these movies are terrible or unwatchable. But we'll get into that when we start ranking them. So yeah, so just keep in mind that some of these could shift if I had just watched the series. So this is just going off memory from. Most of these I have seen within the last like 2 or 3 years. Some of these I have not seen though in like maybe like 4 or 5 years, but I've seen them enough to remember at least the basic gist of everything. So the first one is Friday the 13th, and just so you know, full spoilers in this video for all these movies probably. The first one, Friday the 13th, this one does not have Jason in it. Well, I should say, doesn't have Jason as the killer. It's actually his mother, which I don't remember. Like, I remember always knowing that twist, so I don't remember the first time that like I seen the twist because I grew up watching this movie, so I don't really remember. I kind of just always have known that, so I don't remember how I felt about that twist like when it first happened. Honestly, though, as a movie, I mean, it's super low budget, isn't it? Which, I mean, doesn't necessarily mean a bad movie. But I don't know. It's kind of boring to me nowadays. I don't know. I'm going to put it in the good category. Like, I think it's good. Like, it's an enjoyable watch, but it's not one of those movies I could watch, like some of the other ones in the series. It's not one of those movies I could watch, like, every year. Like, not that I watch these every year, but you know what I mean. Like, it's kind of one of those ones. Like, yeah, maybe every few years, pop it in on like around Halloween or something. It's a decent watch. Like, it's good. Friday the 13th Part 2, in my opinion, is a big step up from the first one. I don't remember a ton of exact details from this one. I believe this is the one with Kevin Bacon, but I remember this one being pretty good. So we'll put that in the great category, and it's got I forgot her name, but I like. Well, the girl from the first movie comes back, but I remember liking the final person in the second one. Well, this is the one with Jason actually being the killer, and he doesn't actually get the mask until the third one. But I kind of like the what was it, the potato sack thing at the end, cutting the head off and doing all that kind of stuff, or not cutting the head off, but like the dead mom's head. You guys probably know what I'm saying. So yeah, I like the movie, especially the last like 20-30 minutes is what really saves it for me though. Like, makes it great. Friday the 13th Part 3. This is the one with all like the 3D stuff in it, which is a little over the top at times. This is the one where he gets the mask. I remember there's that the one bigger guy who's always like playing pranks and stuff. I thought this one was okay. I'd probably put it in the good category though. It was okay. It was decent. I think I'd probably rather watch Part 3 than Part 1, but I think Part 1's probably a better movie than Part 3. If that makes any sense to you guys. And then we get to Part 4, which is actually my favorite, or one of my favorites in the series. It might be my favorite. I'm not sure. We'll see when we go through these. So that's going right up to excellent. And by the way, I'm not saying like these aren't like general movie terms. Like, this is like a 10 out of 10 movie. I'm just saying relative to the Friday the 13th franchise, this is where I'm ranking them because I still, even though it's one of my favorites in the franchise, I don't think it's like a 10 out of 10 movie or anything. But in terms of the franchise itself, it's top tier in the Friday the 13th franchise. I feel like it was just I feel like the cast was better, just better acting, better written. Jason was in full swing in this. They had freaking was it Corey Feldman? Just a whole bunch of great things coming together in this movie. The kills I remember being really good. I think they cut a lot out of this one though, like in terms of like gore and stuff. But I remember really liking this. This is the one. I could be mistaken. I believe this is the one where like they get thrown out of the window. I remember really liking that. And then we go to it's actually the final chapter because they were planning on not even having him in the next one. I think, or I'm not sure what the original plans were. But anyway, so we get to part 5, A New Beginning. Now this is the one where they recast Tommy, I believe, and there's a lot of stuff in it that's kind of weird, like the was it that old couple, the guy on the bike and the person making the stew. I always thought those people were so annoying. I'm kind of going between great and good. I'm gonna put it in good. I like that they kind of kept what they said in the 4th one and not have Jason in it. I mean, he's still basically in it. I mean, you can like, I always kind of just watch it as a Friday the 13th movie, especially as a kid. But like, you know, as an adult, like watching it properly and like getting all the what they're trying to do, I appreciate what they're trying to do. Like, it's a copycat killer, because the guy at the beginning, the ambulance driver and whatnot. I'd still just put it in the good category though. Jason Lives, part 6, the one right up here. Excellent, baby. I think part 6 actually might be my favorite. I love everything about this movie. I think this is one of the ones I watched the most as a kid. I love the whole, like, this is the one with like the was it the bus or not the bus, like the RV. And this is also one where Jason comes back at the beginning. I think Tommy gets recast again, but I actually like this Tommy. The last one I wasn't a huge fan of. I think this is probably the best Tommy. Well, it's kind of hard to compare Corey Feldman, but I think he did a really good job. The whole ending, you actually get to see like camp kids and stuff, and like counselors actually counseling a little bit and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. Jason coming back as a badass. This is where he's considered zombie Jason. I thought was great. Like they needed to do something to change it up. Like, and I feel like that worked really well. Even though it's a little stupid how he comes back, but I mean at this point you're part 6 in a slasher thing. Stupid's okay. Like, if it makes the movie more entertaining, better, whatever. The next is part 7. This is kind of like Jason vs. Carrie, where she has like telekinetic powers. I enjoyed this one. I think this is one of the ones I've seen the least as a kid. I'm still gonna put it in great though. I think there's a lot of good stuff in it. I don't remember a ton, like I said, because this is probably the one I've only seen maybe like 4 or 5 times total. But yeah, like I said, I can't remember too much. I remember like she has telekinetic powers. I remember like isn't there like twins or something? And then I remember all the stuff like on the bridge with her dad. She caused her dad to die or whatnot, and like was it her dad? I think it was her dad. And I remember at the end like the mask and I think it comes off partly, and like they have a cool fight. It's kind of short but a cool fight. The woods. Yeah, sorry. I feel like everything I just said was so incoherent, but like, because I know what I'm talking about in my head, because I'm visualizing it, but coming out, I feel like you guys didn't get any of that, but you guys have seen the movie, so you know what I'm talking about. Part 8. Now see, this is the thing. I actually kind of like this movie. Yes, he's on a boat for like 75% of it, but I still don't think it's great though, so I'm going to put it in the good category. I even like the boat stuff. And I know originally they were supposed to be in New York for a lot of the movie, but for what I forget the reason they couldn't do it. I think they actually shot most of the New York scenes in Vancouver or something. But yeah, I mean it's got some. Once they actually get to like New York, it's a really fun movie. The ending's kind of weird with like the sewage and turning him back into like a baby and stuff. That's kind of weird. I don't really understand a lot of that, but yeah. So that's like the end of the original franchise, and then we get into I think when New Line acquired it. So we have Jason Goes to Hell. Sorry, I yawned. Now this movie is a freaking weird one. I go back and forth on this one. I mean, back and forth between good or meh. Uh, I'm feeling meh right now. It's just I don't think it's a horrible movie. Like I said, none of these are unwatchable, but it's definitely probably my least favorite in the whole franchise. It's just kind of it's really boring. Like I remember trying to sit through this movie on when I rewatched the whole series a couple years ago. And it's just so boring. Like I don't know. I don't really have much to say about it. Like Kane Hodder actually has a role as Kane Hodder in it, not as Kane Hodder, but like not as Jason, which was kind of cool. But yeah, there's just some weird shit in it. I don't know. Like I don't think the idea is necessarily horrible. The execution's kind of meh, and it's just really boring to me. Jason X. So I think this is they were trying to get the Freddy vs. Jason train rolling, and they just couldn't do it. So they needed to make another one to kind of keep the franchise relevant. And then you got Jason X, Jason in Space. I mean, at this point, like whatever. I'd actually put this in the good category though. Entertaining. Uber Jason's kind of stupid, but I still find it entertaining. The whole like hologram camp counselor or camp ground thing's cool. Sorry, all this talking's making me up. I'm a huge fan of like kind of not necessarily sci-fi, like the sci-fi part of it's not necessarily what I like, but I'm a huge fan of um, like ships, if that makes sense, like spaceships, like crews on spaceships kind of stories. I'm into that, not necessarily because it's sci-fi, I just like crews on spaceships. It doesn't even necessarily need to be spaceships. It could be like a variety of things, but like it's like the under siege stories, like a crew of people like at a base or something. But like, yeah, you guys get what I'm saying. Freddy vs. Jason. Somehow this movie could have turned out really bad, but it actually turned out pretty damn good. Now I think I'm actually gonna put it in the great category, not excellent. It's kind of towing the line. Like I think I prefer it to part 2 and part 7. I'd rather watch it than both of those. Like, well, not necessarily rather watch because it just depends on my mood, but I definitely like it probably more than those two. Yeah, there's some stupid stuff in it, but overall, I think they did the best they could with the concept. Like, yeah, don't really have much to say about it. Robert Englund's great. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people didn't like the recasting of Jason because I think it's not Kane Hodder in this one anymore. And Kane Hodder was in what 7, 8, Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. Yeah, not really much to say. I like the movie. Some of the acting in it is atrocious, though. I'll say that. But other than that, I think it's pretty on point. Friday the 13th, and I think they've retconned some stuff too. But this whole franchise is retconning stuff. The remake. Now I've only seen this movie a handful of times, but I remember really liking it. So, like you know what? I actually really like this movie. I'm also a big fan of Supernatural, so seeing Jared Padalecki, in it is also great. Excellent or great? I'm gonna put it in great. I need to rewatch it. If I rewatch it, it could go up to excellent. Yeah. I don't really have much to say because I don't remember a whole lot. I just remember really digging the movie, thinking it was excellent. I love the whole like underground, like Jason going underground kind of stuff, like that. I love that stuff. Like the plot's cool. They kind of morphed like the first 3 movies into the first like half hour, 45 minutes or something. And then the rest of the movie's kind of its own story-ish. So yeah, that was me ranking all, 9? Was it 9? All 12. Oh shit. All 12. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess it is 12. Damn, I didn't realize there was that many. I kind of wish the remake didn't get caught up in all those legal battles and stuff. With like the writer and all that crap going on. Well, just the franchise in general, but because I thought, a sequel to that would have been good. Anyways, so if you enjoyed watching this video, let me know. Comment down below what your favorite movies are. You can maybe just tell me the top 3, or if you want to list them all from worst to best, be my guest. That'd be interesting to see. Yeah, just let me know what you thought of the video. If you want me to do more of these like ranking videos, doesn't have to be a horror. I can do other series or doesn't have to be series. It can be pretty much anything. Like, so yeah. Thank you for watching. If you want to leave the video a like, that'd be great. Really helps the channel out. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video.